So now we're on to loading the truck. It might seem pretty self-explanatory, but it's important to go over anyways, so that way you make sure you're doing this properly. So loading the truck properly is crucial for your junk removal business, so you maximize capacity, ensure safety, and makes unloading easier. Proper loading will improve your overall efficiency, especially when you get employees. You want to make sure that they're not just throwing in stuff at random. That way you can truly fill up the trailer and fit as many jobs in as possible. You're going to want to fit tight and snug to save space, and then load from the back to the front. So normally this would be the front of the truck. We're going to use a box truck as this example. This would be the front of the truck. This would be the back of the truck. You're going to reverse that because the gates or the door of whatever equipment you're using is actually the front, and this would be the back. So you're going to be walking in, loading stuff as tight and snug from the bottom to the top in the back of the truck, and that way it's going to make pricing easier when you know, okay, this is an eighth of a load, or this is a half a load, or a 5/8 of a load, and everything is put in there properly so you know exactly how you need to price. You're going to be stuffing everything in the back all the way to the front. And of course, the bigger equipment you have, the bigger your full price will be for your full load. And it's just important to know this so that way you're able to price accordingly. And that's why knowing your pricing sheet is also very important, not only for yourself, but when you start training people. Now again, you load from the bottom to the top. That's pretty common knowledge. Gravity does exist. And then the order of operations is key when you're adding additional stops to your route. So for example, you're doing a big job. It consists of donations, scrap metal, and landfill stops. So therefore, let's pretend it falls in exactly that order. You would load all the trash first because that is going to be your last stop. So once you do these other stops, you need to load the trash first so it's in there first because it will be your final stop. Scrap metal would go in second because it'll be your second stop. Donations would go in last or third because they will be your first stop, which means they will be the closest to the front to get out the easiest. Then you would go to the scrap yard, unload that. Then you would go to the landfill and do your final load of removing everything. So it's very important to do this so that way you know exactly what order you're going to be loading things, especially on big jobs where there are going to be a lot of donations, scrap metal, and of course trash. You want to know this and do this properly because you can obviously make additional money at scrap metal and not pay landfill fees. And donations, of course, they will take for free, so that's taking money off of your total landfill cost at the end of the day. So, loading the truck might seem pretty self-explanatory, but this is very crucial that you explain this to, or you learn this yourself as a business owner. And then once you have employees, they need to understand this so they are loading the truck properly and not just throwing stuff in there at random, so that way you have all this empty space in different areas when it could have been packed properly and tightly. Hope this helps. See you on the next video, gang.